a very straight line.
Hey, Matt. It's not supposed to be straight.
No.
Because the wood don't look straight.
Sure.
Want me to show you what I'm doing?
Kinda. But you look busy. I don't really want to. Oh, okay. What is that, just a wire? It's not even like...
No, it's a saw blade.
Oh. It has like little teeth on it?
Yeah, you can rub your finger on it. You feel them.
Oh, yeah.
So, remember that hex table we were working on? It came out looking pretty good, and everyone was like, almost.
Yeah.
So, Unplugged is coming up, so I decided to make a couple changes. I changed the armrest up a little bit, and I'm gonna make a new topper for it. I actually think the majority of the topper should be the oak burl to match the rest of the table. Problem is, all the chunks of oak burl we have are a lot smaller than a topper. Actually, here's the topper right here.
Yeah.
It's not big enough.
You got a lot to do.
We can't cover it up.
Yeah.
So Jason pitched a pretty good idea where he's like, hey, it's a hex tile. Maybe we can hex tile it. Laser some hexagons out of this burl, you know, whatever sizes we can get, tape all those together and glue those down, and maybe that'll look really great. I did a bunch of hexagon stuff.
Whoa.
Bees.
And then I did some burl.
Yeah.
Which,
Subtle.
it is pretty subtle. I don't think it looks bad. My fear is, I think it's gonna be really obvious if it's off even a little bit. So, what if you just make it so you can't see the seams? So I made another panel where I grabbed a whole bunch of little pieces and I sawed some wavy, crazy seams. It's all crazy anyway. So that helps it disappear into the figure. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So, you still gonna end up having the Wenge silver Wenge burl on the outer edges of the topper?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you're not going straight to the edge? Okay. I think it looks good.
All right.
You just got a long way to go.
Yeah, I do. All right, Matt, check it out.
That's quite burly.
It is burly. I have all the panels made, stitched together. First layer is cross grain Wenge. That's in the press, drying. As soon as that's ready, you can throw these on there. It's got burl on one side and Wenge on the other side. But because we've got the opposing shapes, I could easily glue the burl in the top of one and the bottom of the other, and then you can't switch them. Check twice, glue once. In there. Yeah, that's it. What do you think? You like the blue?
I don't like the blue.
No?
The Wenge border looks really good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get a little bit wider. And we're gonna add that arc that we had before. We'll glue in the Wenge to expand that border, and then once that's dry, we'll put the silver stringing around it.
I think this is, yeah.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Telling you.
I think you made the right decision. Even without there being like a center.
Anything. so that's actually my plan. I want to get the border on. I want to get the silver in. So I think that's going to look really sharp. Then I'm just going to put it on the table and just see if it needs anything else. One done. We got our curve now. We hogged out a lot of this waste and established the border. So now we just need to take out this extra leftover strip and clean this out, and then we can start gluing in the wenge. Kind of looks like there's a ridge there, but it's actually just the wood fibers getting knocked back and forth, just kind of, it raises them up. If you knock those off, it's actually perfectly, really nice and smooth, just in line.
Oh yeah, it was like an optical illusion.
Yep, so this is empty now all the way to the edge. All that's left in our way is this section here. So I'm just gonna clean this out, and then we can start fitting in the wenge crossbeam. All right, Matt, so here's what I got for my wenge pieces. We're gonna have to cut the shape we need out of these blanks. That'll get us out to here. That'll get us out to the outside edges of the curve. Then we're gonna start adding these together. The grain direction on this curve is going this way. So now when it hits this, it's perfectly gonna match. And then we're gonna keep going across all the way down. Just like so. I'm just kind of eyeballing this and making it as straight as I can. I don't think that one's perfectly straight, but I'll just match whatever that is to this. It's gonna look fine. All right, so that's it. So I got about this much of a section. I'm gonna glue this in a section, and I'm gonna kind of move over, get the next corners, and then as they sort of dry, I'll come back to the beginning, and then I'll start piecing in the long edges and tie them together. Not too much, just enough. The important part with this is the seam right here needs to be tight. So I'm gonna tape this down and pull it in. You can see you don't want to have a space there like that. So when you clamp it, it can't drift down and away. All right, give this an hour.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on, start shaping and fitting and doing the next corners.
Yeah.
And then in an hour, this can come off and I can start working my way down along the edges, filling the rest of it in.
Sounds good.
We have a problem.
Oh no, don't tell me that.
So the finish is not right. Look at this.
Well, hold on. Last time I saw you, you were just putting in like the wenge border.
Yeah, I already had the burl glued down. I was putting the border on.
Yeah.
After we left, I put the silver string in.
How'd that go?
Flawlessly, almost flawlessly. I made one mistake, but I fixed it.
Okay.
And then we threw it on the table. It's like, hey, this looks good. Time to finish it. So I started to finish it this morning, and then things started to go wrong.
Oh no.
Now, I've done a bunch of samples leading up to this. You know, to make sure the burl looked good. I did a bunch of, finished samples with the stitching and stuff. None of them had any problems.
Of course not.
At all.
Why would they?
I used exactly the same process, exactly the same materials, exactly the same everything.
Yep.
We had a really weird reaction.
What are you looking at?
Feel that.
Feel it?
Look at it. It's actually, now that it's drying more, it's tightening up and looking a little better, but it like bubbled up and cracked.
Oh, I see it. I
Yeah,
see it right there.
it's worse right there. Yeah. It sort of is the same shape as some of these burl figures.
Yeah. It's just more natural. You can actually feel the burl.
You want to be able to feel the burl.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's true. This is a better way to finish. Who wants their table to be nice and smooth?
No. This is how you know it's real.
Resistant. Exactly.
That's how you know it's real.
You know what? You're right.
Leave it.
We're done. It's in the last layer that I put on. So I sanded it down to get that layer or most of that layer off, and then I put another coat on top of it just to test to make sure that it wouldn't just happen again. And
oh, okay. I can already see the difference.
it looks a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Barring there's no more mistakes,
Yeah,
you're basically done.
that's gonna be great. Yeah, and we're done.
And then
Putting the table together back there, and then we're gonna pack it up. Gates is already blanket wrapping pretty much everything else for the booth. Tomorrow we'll blanket wrap it and throw it on the truck.
and then reveal it to everybody at Gen Con
Yeah.
for the first time. That'll be fun.
Gates got a sneak peek.
Whoa.
So if
yeah.
he acts all surprised, like, oh my God, he's faking.
This is last time on Dragon Ball Z, when you guys saw this, we didn't have the smexiness on the armrest.
Yeah.
This was an Ian Costello call. I think he made the correct call.
I think he made some good decisions.
He made some good decisions.
I have been telling everybody, I'm like, if I was ever going to commit a crime, I would steal this specific table.
Good luck. I'd watch.
Because this came out phenomenal.
This burl.
This burl, so
This burl,
I'm
though.
a sucker for oak anything, and this came out really well.
Come to the booth. Come check it out.
Do like flare checks. You're gonna have to. That may be the theme. Flare checks. The gamers have flare. Ed has look. See,
Oh, you got a
He's
little bit.
right there.
It took me like
Flare mingo.
It's from, I forget the company name, but it's a game called Startups that Oink Games makes, and it's one of the company's symbols.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just repping it. It's paid. That's a paid sponsorship.
Paid advertisement.
Paid
But I
advertisement.
bought it because I like flamingos.
And they paid you an ungodly amount of money to wear it.
That would have been nice.